Have you ever wondered what would happen if you got a do-over? A real second chance at the most important moment of your life? Well, for me and Alex, that wasn't just a daydream. It happened. It all started on a dare, of course. The old Ridgeway train station, abandoned for 50 years, was the stuff of local legend. They said it was cursed, that at midnight a ghost train would appear. We were 18, fearless, and maybe a little foolish. So we went. The air in the station was thick and heavy, like it was holding its breath. We joked around, our laughter echoing in the vast, empty hall, trying to mask the nervous energy crackling between us. We'd been friends forever, but lately, something had shifted. Then, exactly as the clock tower chimed 12, it happened. A single, piercing whistle cut through the silence. A light appeared down the tracks, growing brighter and brighter. It wasn't a ghost train. It was real. Gleaming and modern, it hissed to a stop right in front of us, its doors sliding open with a welcoming sigh. We looked at each other, a silent question passing between us. Before we could second-guess it, we stepped inside. The moment the doors closed, the world outside the windows dissolved into a blur of color and light. I felt a strange lurch, not like a train moving, but like my whole life was being reshuffled. When the view outside settled, I gasped. We were back in our hometown, but different. I saw myself, walking alone, looking lost. I was successful, sure, but there was a hollowness in my eyes I didn't recognize. I realized with a jolt of cold dread, in this reality, I had never met Alex. I was living a life without my best friend, without the person who made everything feel right. The scene shifted again. This time, we were older, much older. We were sitting on a porch swing, wrinkled hands intertwined, gray hair shining in the sun. Grandkids were playing in the yard. We were happy, deeply, peacefully happy. It was a perfect future, a lifetime spent together. A voice, smooth and timeless, echoed through the train car. One life of solitary success. One life of shared love. You must choose. Choose? How could we choose? My heart hammered against my ribs. I looked at Alex. His face was pale, his eyes wide with the same terror and wonder I felt. We were being offered everything we'd ever secretly wanted, but at what cost? We had to decide, right now, the entire course of our lives. He reached for my hand, his fingers lacing through mine. His touch was an anchor in the swirling chaos of timelines. "I don't want a life without you," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "Not for any amount of success. Not for anything." Tears welled in my eyes. "Me neither," I choked out. "It's always been you, Alex." And in that moment, standing in a magical train between two lifetimes, everything became clear. The unspoken words, the hesitations, they all melted away. "I love you," I said. "I love you too," he replied, and he leaned in and kissed me. As our lips met, the train, the timelines, everything vanished. We were standing back on the dusty platform of the Ridgeway station. The midnight air was still and quiet. It was over. We looked at each other, then burst into laughter, a wild, relieved, joyful sound. It wasn't a curse, it was a gift, a second chance. We had been drifting apart, too scared to admit what we both felt. But not anymore. Hand in hand, we walked out of that station, not into a pre-written future, but into our own, ready to start our forever, right now. And that's our story. A little crazy, a little magical, but completely true. It taught us that you can't wait for the perfect moment. Sometimes you have to make it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked our story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.